Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Just a Tip. My name is Corey with Meat and Potatoes Organizing. So today we are going to talk about the infamous junk drawer. And here's where I'm going to say, yes, I will allow you to have one junk drawer and only one junk drawer. So if you have several of them, a great place to start is opening them all up and figuring out what's in them. So pulling everything out, really going through those items and figuring out what you need, what you don't need, what you haven't used, what you maybe are never going to use, or maybe it lives in another place in your house. The only caveat to my one junk drawer rule is that if you have kids, you need to create a second junk drawer. And this is the junk drawer that I call the bits and bobs. So these are all the tiny little things that they bring home from school, from parties, from friends, and it's their little precious things for a small amount of time. Oftentimes they're not super precious for a long time, but you need a spot for these items because they add up and they multiply very quickly throughout your home. So you're gonna create two junk drawers. One is for just your household items that you need to find, and then make sure you're limiting yourself to just that one drawer. Everything else needs a home, and you're gonna work really hard to find it that home, and you're gonna be very happy once you get through that part. And then the second item is a bits and bobs drawer, and that's kind of a junk drawer for kids, a place to store things. Now, with that caveat being said on the bits and bobs, I make my kids go through bits and bobs every season, so 4 times a year. We're gonna pull everything out of bits and bobs. We're gonna decide what's broken, what we don't use anymore, what we don't like anymore, and then just save and categorize the things that are still considered special. So that is my big piece of advice when you're working through junk drawers and just random items throughout the house. And I hope it helps. Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you next week for another Just the Tip.